Hey everybody, this is the Platinum Knight here with another First Impressions video, and today's First Impressions is going to be 8-Bit Christmas. I've been meaning to do a First Impressions video on 8-Bit Christmas for quite a while now. Originally, I meant to talk about 8-Bit Christmas on Christmas Day, but the problem is, my Disneyland Christmas video really ended up taking way too much of my time than originally expected, which, by the way, everybody, for those of you who haven't seen my Disneyland Christmas video, I will have a link down below in the description. It is currently uploaded on my gaming channel, but yeah, because of that video, that's what caused me to, delay, some of my videos, so that is the reason why I am talking about 8-Bit Christmas now. I saw this movie way back on Thanksgiving Day. It was a new movie on Thanksgiving Day that I believe it just released on HBO. Yeah, and one day my uncle came up to me and said, "Hey, Platinum, wanna watch 8-Bit Christmas?" And at first I was just like, 8-Bit Christmas? Well, what's that? And he told me that, oh, it's about video games. It's specifically about the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System. And that alone already caught my attention. And so I was just like, well, okay, I'll give it a chance. I mean, after all I was really doing was just eating Thanksgiving dinner, so I'm just like, why not? And there really wasn't anything on YouTube that I was really wanting to watch, and so I thought to myself, okay, I'll give 8-Bit Christmas a chance, and boy, did it surpass my expectations. People, I love this film, okay? Really, 8-Bit Christmas is one of those movies that goes against mainstream big blockbuster Hollywood. 8-Bit Christmas is just a good family-friendly type of film. Think of A Christmas Story, but instead of the main kid trying to get a BB gun, it is a NES. And I like that too. I also like the whole beginning aspect of the narrator already being shown as an adult telling this story to his daughter. Neil Patrick Harris is amazing as the narrator for this film. He really does a good job. 8-Bit Christmas is a movie that many directors would not take a chance of even doing anymore. What you guys gotta remember is back in the old days, people just used to make their own stuff, you know? Back in the 80s and the 90s, people just made whatever they want. Movies such as Back to the Future and Weird Science and Home Alone and Uncle Buck or The Breakfast Club. I mean, original movies like that really took chances. I like all the child stars. They did phenomenal. This movie is so funny that I'm not even joking, guys. I literally busted out laughing a few times. Especially that part where that kid kicks a TV. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, this movie really does have really good humor. I like Steve Zahn, who plays as the kid's father. I mean, he does come off as a little bit of a jerk in this film throughout most of this movie, but he ends up redeeming himself at the very end of the movie. As much as I like this movie, I do have some complaints though. The only complaint I really have about this movie is for a film that's supposed to be about video games, Nintendo, and the Nintendo Entertainment System, I really feel that they could have done a better job talking more about video games. For an example, they don't even talk about classic NES games too much. I mean, yeah, they do talk about Mario, but I don't really recall them talking about any other classic NES games, such as Metroid or Castlevania, games like that. This leads me to believe that this movie had the license to talk about the NES, to show the Nintendo Entertainment System, but what this movie didn't have the rights for is to talk about more video games. So that's one thing that kind of threw me off. For a movie that's sort of supposed to be about video games, I really felt like they could have utilized that. But of course, they most likely did not have permission from not even Nintendo or some third-party companies to talk about games. The last thing I want to talk about is the ending to this movie. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything. If you've seen a Christmas movie, I will tell you this though. Don't expect it to be what you think it might be, because I will say, at the end of 8-Bit Christmas, it's one of those endings where you do not expect, but at the same time, I really respect what they were going for. I really do respect the ending to this movie, and I'm glad that it did not decide to be super cliche. But like I said, everybody, I'm not gonna spoil it. This is supposed to be a first impressions video. But anyways, what are my overall thoughts on 8-Bit Christmas? I love this film, people. I believe 8-Bit Christmas is one of those movies that deserves to become a cult classic. You know how when it comes to a Christmas story, there are literally channels out there that play that movie pretty much 24/7, especially during the holidays? Well, I feel 8-Bit Christmas deserves the same treatment. I feel that this film is definitely going to become an instant classic, especially not just for Christmas, but for us gamers. So, my overall thoughts is I feel that 8-Bit Christmas is definitely a good family-friendly holiday movie. It also really does make me wonder how many of these child stars are going to become big Hollywood blockbuster actors someday in the future. That's something that I'm really curious about. That's something that is still to be unforeseen in the future, but I'm still looking forward to what some of these child actors may offer in the future. Alright, everybody, that's it for this first impressions video. That's it for giving my first impressions on what I thought of 8-Bit Christmas. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for new videos. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, everybody.